Hello friends, I welcome you all to our YouTube channel Adapt, Learn and Grow Together. In this session, we will discuss in detail about searchable drop-down list. So, what is a searchable drop-down list? It is a drop-down list that gets updated basis the input received from the customer. The value shown in the searchable drop-down list is dependent upon the input searchable text entered by the customer. Let us now move to our Excel sheet to discuss and understand this concept with the help of an example. We will be using the data present in the data worksheet for our example. Here in the column C, we have captured the unique product subcategories that are present in the data. Using this unique product subcategories available in the data, we can create a drop-down list. This drop-down list will have all the values starting from the buffalo milk till atta noodles. Now we have successfully created a drop-down list, but if I try searching a text here, for example LI, I will be given an error which tells me that the value does not match the data validation restrictions defined for this set. So to disable this error, let us go to the data validation. Inside the data validation, go to error alert, and in the error alert tab, just keep this checkbox as blank. Then save it, and now we will not be getting any error for entering invalid input. We have successfully created a drop-down list with the values of product subcategories. Then we have successfully disabled the error message that was coming when we entered invalid entries in column F. In the third step, we will see how we can fetch the values for the final drop-down list that is dependent upon the value that we enter in column F. For example, if I were entering LI here, it is giving me two values and I can select any one of these values as an input product subcategory. So how can we achieve this? We will achieve this with the help of helper column. I am entering the value here as cow, and on pressing the enter, I can see that a final drop-down list is extracted from the given product subcategory drop-down list and is finally getting populated as the drop-down values available for the customer when they are entering the or selecting the product. Now, to achieve this final drop-down list, we will be using various functions such as search, isNumber, VLOOKUP, and if condition. So starting with search function. Search function takes two parameters. The first parameter is the find text, the text that needs to be searched for, and the second parameter is the string or text within which the find text parameter is searched. Using these two parameters, it returns the position where for the first time the string, which is the find text string, is found in the given text. So here, if I see the search function, the first parameter is F1, which is having the value as cow, and the second parameter is C2, which is a product subcategory in column C. So this text, which is an input from the customer, will be searched against each value present in the product subcategory, and wherever it finds a match, it will return the position or the starting position of that match. Starting with buffalo milk. Here we can see that buffalo milk has no text present as cow. Hence, it will not be returning any position, and that is the reason we are getting a hash value error here. Moving to the second entry, which is cow milk, we can see that value present in F1, which is cow, is present in the product subcategory cow milk. Also, it is present at the beginning of the string, hence the output would be the position that is 1. Similarly is the case with A2 cow milk. If I see the formula here, it is searching the value present in F1 in the value present in cell C6, which is this one. Here, the word cow is present, but it is present at the 4th position. Hence, the value returned is 4 here. Now, leaving cow milk and A2 cow milk, the remaining product subcategories do not have the text cow present in them. Hence, each product subcategory except for A2 cow milk and cow milk would return hash value error. The next formula which we will apply on the output received in the search function is the is number. The is number function requires only one parameter. It checks the value present in the cell passed as an argument, and if that cell has numeric values, it will return true as an output, and if that cell has any other value except for numbers, then it would return the output as false. So here, except for row number 3 and row number 6, all the values present in the search column when passed through the is number function will return the value as false. The cells that have number values, which is row number 3 and row number 6, is number would be returning output value as true. Now we want to convert this output of is number function to binary format. So we have used an if condition here, which is telling us that if I2 is having a true value, then this if condition would give the output as 1. If it is having a false value, it would return the value as 0. So now we have converted these cells into binary format. Now, once we have the binary format output for each product subcategory, we will be passing this value as an input value to the formula applied in column K. So each cell present in column J starting from row 2 will be passed as an input to the formula applied for the same row in the column K. Let us take an example of row 3 to understand what we are trying to achieve here. If I see the formula here, it starts with an if condition, and the condition is, in the case where J3 is equal to 1, the countif function will get triggered, and in the case where J3 is not equal to 1, that corresponding cell in column K would be populated with the value as 0. Countif function, as we know, will count the number of occurrences of the cells having value as 1 in the range which we are passing as the first argument. So, starting with row number 3, we know that the output binary format is 1. If we go to K3 cell, we can see that there is a if condition applied as seen earlier, and since it is 1, this time it will enter into the countif function and will count the number of occurrences of 1 in the array range starting from a fixed point which is J2 till J3. Since there is only one occurrences of 1 in between J2 till J3, hence the output of the if condition would be 1 as shown here. Moving to the row number 6, here again we will check for the value in J6, it is 1, and if J6 is 1, it will move in the countif function. In the countif function, again, it will check for the occurrences of 1 in the cells starting from J2 till J6. Since there are 2 occurrences, the output of the countif function would be 2, and that is what is getting returned in column K6. Now, if I see the row below, which is the row 7th, it is getting an output of 0. It is because if the value of the binary format column is not equal to 1, then the output for that cell would be 0. In the next step, we will be creating a helper lookup column, which in our case is column N, and this lookup column will be an array with sequential numbers starting from value 1. This lookup value would be searched in the column K, and wherever a perfect or an exact match is met, the value present in the product subcategory is fetched and populated here. So, when the helper lookup value in row number 2 is 1, the VLOOKUP function will search the value 1 in the column K, and wherever it gets a match, the corresponding product subcategory is fetched and populated here. So this value 1 is searched in column K. Here it gets exact match and the corresponding cow milk is populated here. Similarly, when I take the value of N3 cell and search it in the column K, I see that here 2 is getting matched and the value corresponding to 2 is A2 cow milk, which gets populated here. And this final drop-down list will get populated for the customer as shown here. So this is how we create a searchable drop-down list with the help of inbuilt functions such as search, is number, if condition, and the helper lookup column, which helps in finally extracting the required values for the final drop-down list. I hope you found this session helpful. We will meet again in our next session with new interesting topics. I would like to thank you all for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon for future notifications.